So the wrist has one of the most complex mechanical systems in the human body. Made up of 8 couple bones, the wrist motion involves the interplay of these couple bones and their ligament constraints. In addition to their complexity, it has been challenging to quantify the wrist kinematics due to their heterogeneity characteristics and spectrum of mechanical behavior between the couple bones itself. As you can see here, there's a difference in biomechanical behavior between the scaphoid, lunate, and the capitate. Hence, this leads to the lack of normative reference values and the lack of 3D quantitative clinical tools to assess the biomechanical changes in the wrist. Now, what if we visualize the wrist as a web-like architecture, just like this spider web here, whereby even if there's a dynamic disturbance in one thread of the web, its whole structure will readjust to this change to maintain the stability of the whole architecture. Thus, we propose WEB.AM, which is Wrist Experimental and Biomechanical Analytical Model. It is a virtual web-like architecture of the wrist created by mapping the kinematic patterns of the couple bones, as you can see here in the proximal couple row network, which made up of the scaphoid, lunate, and the tracheatrium. The objective of this project is to develop a novel biomechanical wrist model for the quantification of the wrist biomechanics based on the kinematics patterns of the couple bones. We hypothesized that the wrist would present distinct patterns which could be mapped and quantified in the form of virtual web-like network. It is important to note though that this is not intended to replace the ligaments, but it is to offer a different insight on how we can understand and quantify wrist biomechanics. So here's an example, is the network between the scaphoid and lunate with the radius as the fixed reference hub. As you can see, as the wrist is moving from extension to flexion, the geometrical shape or the irregular quadrilateral shape here changes in terms of the thread length, as you can see from the blue solid line and the dotted red lines and the angles between them, in which we use it for further analysis. So the example previously given is just one part of the whole wrist structure, as we can expand the algorithm to the rest of the bones and network. So example here are the capitate, hamate, and tracheatrium network, the metacarpal network, the carpal metacarpal network, and as well as the proximal carpal row network. So that's the end of my presentation. Thank you.